my name is Jenny and I am an adult programming librarian here at the Wichita Public Library, and with me I have my recommendations for ReadICT Category 1, a book by a debut author. My first selection is actually Donna Tartt's first novel. So she's probably more well known for The Goldfinch. This is The Secret History. This was her first novel that was a dark academia story. So if you're really into School Ties or Dead Poets Society, you'll really love this. This is a story about an East Coast boarding school, and the narrator pretends to be rich to get in with these elite Greek classics majors, but it turns really dark when they recreate a Dionysian ritual and murder one of their classmates. My next selection was actually my favorite book of 2021, and it's called The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson. And this is very much a sci-fi book, but even if you don't like science fiction, and I don't really read a whole lot of science fiction, I loved it. It was probably, I couldn't put it down. This is a story that is about parallel worlds, but in this world, you can only travel to parallel worlds if your parallel counterpart is not alive. So there's a woman who is hired by this organization to travel to these parallel worlds because all her parallel selves keep getting killed on all these different worlds. And so she is on a quest to find out why. So highly recommended. I loved it. My next one I actually read about 5 or 6 years ago. This was the book called Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. She has written another book since then. I haven't read it, but this one is really great, especially if you like historical fiction. This book recreates the real-life story of the last woman that was publicly executed in Iceland. And in this one, she was like a servant girl, and she was assaulted, and she wound up getting blamed because in self-defense she murdered her perpetrator that was assaulting her. So it goes over the last week of her life, and it's very atmospheric, especially if you're really into Scandinavia, and just I was immersed. I felt like I was in 17th century Iceland, so this one is really good. My final selection for debut author is Homegoing by Ya Gyasi. This was her first novel. It is a historical novel that actually follows the descendants of these two women that were sisters in Ghana starting in the 17th century. And one of them marries a slaveholder, and the other one actually gets captured, enslaved, and sent to the Americas. So it goes down each generation in how the world around them was influenced in their lives. And it's so fascinating. If you love sagas and historical epics, it's heartbreaking, but it is so good. And she did write another book called Transcendent Kingdom, which I look forward to reading as well. These have been my recommendations for Category 1, book by a debut author. For more recommendations, visit wichitalibrary.org/ReadICT.